BootsChris.com or by calling 800-544-0808. All excited this weekend. My good friend President Mubarak has invited me to come over to Egypt and spend some time at the presidential palace. What's that? Mr. Mubarak has stepped down. Apparently my vacation has been canceled. Ladies and gentlemen, we're visiting here today with, and welcome back to the What's Cooking program, the nation's food, wine, restaurant, travel, and entertainment show. I'm Michael Horn. That's Paul Stern. Paul, what a great pleasure it is to talk about the great Diamond Creek Vineyard with the great Boots Braunstein telling us about what it was like founding this winery back in 1968. I'm enjoying this.
Definitely. It's always a treat to kind of talk with one of the legendary figures that made Napa Valley what it is today.
So Boots, let's talk about it. Your 40th anniversary is coming up, and we want to go there and broadcast live. And also coming up, so many other good things to talk about at the winery. But you do these special wines from particular vineyards. Tell us about your wine list of what you produce and what the different wines are, because we've had tastings of these before. All Cabernet, correct?
Yes. Well, it's kind of fun when you think about this. We have a total of 80 acres.
80 acres.
And within these 80 acres, we have a different terroir, which is soil. And it was discovered by Al because we had to clear the land when we bought the land.
Right.
And he would go into an area that we called Volcanic Hill. And he would take the tractor up the hillside, just like it sounds, and it's volcanic soil. And he would come down, and we have a creek that meanders through our property, Diamond Creek, and his clothes would be completely white, including his hair, before it became white. And then he would take the tractor over on the other side of the creek, and he would go up the hill, and all of a sudden the white became red. And he said, something's going on here. And so he took the soils and he had them evaluated, and they're definitely different. And what's so interesting, if you see photographs of Diamond Creek, these vineyards are almost touching each other. They're 60 feet apart.
Wow.
And so we have bottled the wine separately with each vineyard. So we have Volcanic Hill, which is approximately 8 acres. We have Red Rock Terrace, which is terraced, and red iron soil, and we call that Red Rock Terrace. Then if you go another 60 feet, we have an area that's tiny. It's only 5 acres, and we call it Gravelly Meadow. It's very shallow soil, almost like the Grave of France. And so the different terroir, the different soils of Diamond Creek are definitely tasted in our bottlings.
Now, Boots, did you bottle this and name it that way back in the early 60s or the 60s and 70s?
Yes. Oh, yes.
So you were the first to do this. I mean, here's people going, I just got to get this Cabernet. It's from this small vineyard here. You were one of the first people to actually designate wines from a particular vineyard, even though you're saying 60 feet apart. The soil is different. Obviously, you think the climate is about the same, but the soils are so different that if we tasted 3 glasses and you poured Volcanic Hill, Red Rock Terrace, and Gravelly Meadow in each glass, we would taste 3 distinctly different wines, wouldn't we?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And at the time that Al did this, it was really unheard of in the Napa Valley.
Of course.
That anybody would take soil that is so tiny and bottle it separately. And he was very criticized by the people that were in the know, so to speak.
Really?
At the time was, and he even got letters from retailers saying, well, why don't you just blend it all together? What are you talking about? Terroir. They never heard of the word. And now, of course, today we're 2011, and Everybody
incredible.
seems to be talking about terroir.
And you and Al are just recognized as some of the great leaders and the pioneers of Napa Valley. You guys are the greatest to do this, and this is just wonderful. I mean, I love this story.
You know, if I look hard enough, Boots, I could find some terroir in the carpet that I'm sitting on.
I'm sure you can.
Boots, what's the website? If we want to learn more about this, what's the website there at Diamond Creek Vineyards?
You can, the website is Diamond Creek Vineyards. Be sure you put the S at the end, .com.
Now, you are delightful. We want to come there for when is the exact 40th anniversary? When are you going to start celebrating?
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking how we're going to do it. 30 years ago, 10 years ago when we had our 30th, Al did some beautiful paintings, and that was the O2 wine, and we put his paintings on the label. So we have to be creative and think of something special for the 40th.
Well, we're coming there to...
You can help me.
Yeah, we are going to broadcast, so you put that in on the plans. We're going to come to the property and broadcast live just for you.
Okay, that's the deal.
We love you. Check it out at Diamond Creek Vineyards with an S.com. Boots Bronstein, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
You're the greatest. I love it. You know, my daughter was visiting her grandfather, and he was offered her some wine, talking about blending. And he says, "Would you like some of my special Bordeaux blend?" And she said yes, and she thought she was going to get, like a fine wine that had been, from France and everything. And instead, he had in the refrigerator a couple of boxes, one of Cabernet and one of Merlot, and he mixed it into the glass half and half. This is a great Bordeaux blend. Also in Tennessee, this Tennessee legislator is writing in the current issue of Hooters magazine. She's writing in Hooters magazine that her experience working in Hooters restaurant, known for those skimpy outfits, led to her later success in business and politics. Julia Hurley is 29. She was elected in November, defeated the incumbent Democrat Dennis Ferguson. Go Tennessee.
Hi, I'm Howard Dvorkin, the founder